Welcome to the quiet storm, where all you got to do is listen. Let's talk about something people don't like to admit out loud. Sometimes people don't come together because they genuinely like each other. They come together because they don't like you. And if you've ever felt that shift, where conversations change when you walk in, where energy feels off but nobody says why, where people suddenly seem closer after you step away, this message is for you. This isn't about paranoia, it's about patterns. There are people who don't know how to connect through honesty, growth, or shared values. So they connect through comparison, through gossip, through mutual dislike. And often, the person that bond over disliking you is the one who doesn't play the same game. Here's the part most people miss. When someone is authentic, it makes fake behavior uncomfortable. When someone is quiet, observant, or grounded, it disrupts shallow dynamics. And when someone refuses to perform, explain themselves, or people please, they become a mirror others don't want to look into. So instead of reflecting, people redirect. They whisper, they side eye, they create narratives. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your presence exposes what they're trying to hide. A lot of people build friendships around validation, not truth. They need someone to agree with them, to laugh at the same things, to co sign the same options. And when you don't participate, when you don't join the gossip, when you don't pick sides or fuel drama, you become different. And different makes insecure people nervous. So what do? They bond with each other over how they feel about you. It gives them a sense of belonging. It gives them something to talk about. It gives them relief from looking at themselves. Because it's easier to point outward than to look inward. You might notice it happens quietly at first, like comments, inside jokes you weren't a part of, energy shifts you can't quite explain. And if you're intuitive, you feel it before you see it. But instead of trusting the feeling, many people start questioning themselves. Am I imagining this? Did I do something wrong? Why does it feel like I'm being iced out? Let me be clear. Not every group dynamic is healthy, and not every smile is genuine. Some people will smile in your face and compare notes behind your back. Some people will act supportive but secretly feel threatened. And some people will stay close just to stay informed. That's not friendship, that's surveillance. And the reason why they gather is because being alone with their thoughts will require accountability. When people dislike one person collectively, it creates a false sense of unity. It distracts them from their own issues. It gives them a shared enemy instead of a shared growth. But here's the truth that hurts their ego the most. If you were truly insignificant, they wouldn't need to talk about you at all. People don't gather to discuss someone who doesn't affect them. They don't bond over someone who doesn't trigger something in them. And that trigger isn't always jealousy. Sometimes it's discomfort, sometimes it's comparison, and sometimes it's resentment because you won't shrink to fit. You may remind them of what they didn't do, what they avoided, or what they settled for. And instead of dealing with that feeling honestly, they project it onto you. So they label you. They misunderstand you on purpose. They twist your silence into arrogance, your boundaries into attitude, and your peace into distance. Because notice something. They rarely say it to your face. Because fake people are brave in groups, not in truth. Individually, they may be polite, even kind, but together they change. That's how you know it's not about you. It's about the group dynamic. And here's where I want to speak directly to you. If you've been the person people quietly gather against, if you felt push out without explanation, if you've watched people bond after you stepped away, please don't internationalize their behavior as your failure. You didn't lose your place. You outgrew the room. Real connections don't require someone else to be excluded. Healthy bonds don't need a scapegoat. And genuine people don't build closeness through tearing someone down. Sometimes being the outsider is the confirmation. Confirmation that you don't operate through pretense, that you don't need to perform to belong, that you don't survive on borrowed options. And yes, it can hurt. It hurts to realize people you were genuine with were never genuine back. It hurts to notice energy shift and never get an honest conversation. It hurts to be misunderstood and not given a chance to clarify. But peace comes when you stop trying to correct narratives that were never built in good faith. You don't need to defend yourself against people committed to misunderstanding you. You don't need to explain your heart to people who enjoy distorting it. And you don't need to re enter spaces that only felt safe when you were shrinking. Let them bond. Let them talk. What they build on negativity won't last because it has no foundation. And what you build in solitude, clarity, and self trust will eventually place you in rooms where your presence isn't questioned, it's valued. If this message resonates, it's not because something is wrong with you, it's because you're real in a world where that's rare. And real always stands out, even when it stands alone. Put this down gently, protect your energy, and remember, not everyone who smiles with you is standing with you. Thank you for tuning into The Quiet Storm. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.